I've got these plates of raspberries. Now, if you look in the background, obviously you can see you got all of this going on. I'm not wanting to include that. This is just for the gallery, something simple. So what I am thinking is I want to keep the darkness here. I've also set the plate a little bit more to the right so that it's not bang in the middle. I'm working on the maize color. Actually, no, this is the buttercup, I think. The darker yellow of Pastel Matte. It's my 17 centimeter squared. So in terms of the background, I'm thinking of a greeny brown. I think would work nicely with this piece because the raspberries are obviously red and the opposite of red is green, but I don't want it to be green like the leaves. It's got to be like a dirty browny green. So I'm going to do that in the background. So let's start with that. And I've got to try and create that. I'm going to go in with grey 13 to start, just so we can get this darkness, because I want these, for me, this image, besides the beautiful vibrant color of the raspberries, it's about that light. That's what I want to convey. So I've got to make sure my background is nice and dark. Just giving that a good rub into the paper so that I don't have to put more pigment down, because I'm going to come over with more browny greens, like kind of umber colors. Just got to find those. I don't know, this is a little piece of Sennelier. It's probably, but you can definitely see, I don't know if the camera's picking up on that, but it is definitely got green to it. It's very dark though. Just putting a little bit of that. And then let's go in with this Mount Vision. This is like a khaki greeny brown color. I'm not sure the name of this color actually. I'm just deciding if I should pull the table down a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull the table down a little bit. Let's pull it down to about there. So just get my ruler out so I know where I'm going to. Back in with the grey 13 and back in with the Mount Vision. Okay. Just so that the reason I did that is I think I want the berries in the plate to be to sit a bit higher. I might add a little bit more green. This is dark 13. Let's see what this looks like. Might be a bit too green, but it will mix. So I just want to see what that mix is going to look like. Really rubbing hard to really mush these pigments together. It's nice. There's just a haze. I think that's all I'm going to do for the background. You can also see I've changed the foreground a little bit here. Oops, I forgot to put in the base. Actually, you can see the base of the plate here a little bit. Got to put that in. at the base of the plate. So I've added a few raspberries, and this is a reminder, this is the whole, I don't want the raspberries all in the same direction, because that's just not gonna look good. I'm gonna have to see how we even go with these ones. And I didn't want as many raspberries as what you can see. I think it needs to be a bit less than that. Actually, we need one here because this guy's sitting on one of them. Maybe just like that. And then I've tried to add a raspberry here with a little bit of the leaves. So I was kind of looking at this one. It's way too big. This is an AI generated image, again from Midjourney. So there's problems. But I just thought it might be quite nice to, because we've got quite a lot of foreground here. Would be nice to add, actually thinking about it, I wonder to add a stem here rather. To add a stem for like these two. And then add a leaf going at the back like that. Rather, maybe a leaf up here too, actually, and then just keep this as a raspberry here and maybe a little raspberry facing that way. Yeah, I think that could be quite nice actually. Then because these are connected, we have to add, to think about this one. It's going to go in there. So you're going to have some of these raspberry doodahs. Shall we connect this one? So there'll be raspberry doodahs here. See, so I change as I'm going along. I'm thinking, yeah, I think that could be quite nice. Just put it in with a pastel pencil in case I change my mind. Okay, so what I did, because I'm just not liking the way I've set out, you can't really tell the leaves, but I went onto the internet and I picked out a few images from Pixabay and Unsplash, and you can see this one's quite good because you can actually see how the little stem connects to the raspberry, which I'm going to use, and it's quite a good size. I downsized it, so I think I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to, I don't know, do something. I might even, can you see there's some of these undeveloped, are they undeveloped or old? Don't know. But I might put a bit of that in here. I feel like this leaf is just pointing the wrong direction. I feel like it needs to come over this way. So I'm just getting rid of that. Like it's easy because I've got pastel pencil on here. I'm thinking of maybe putting this style leaf, quite a big one, in like that. Shall we try that? See what it looks like. Let's get my black pastel pencil. Okay, I've got to think. So here's my raspberry. This one's gonna come off here and go. I just like the shape of this one. It's like an umbrella. Actually it goes up here and then there's this little pointy bit here. And I quite like this jaggediness. Something like that. Perhaps. I don't like the shape of this one I drew in here either. So there we've got one. sort of liking that. I'm just looking at this one coming off here and I'm thinking, shall I also do something like that? And maybe some of these kind of, can't really tell, but I love these little tendrils. I think they look lovely. You know, some of these little half raspberries, something like that. Yeah, yes. Okay, and then we'll start with this. So this is a really bright green we've got going on here. So I'm going to, so that's going like that. Then you've got some of the veins. And then I'll use black for the other side. Probably should do that after. Okay. Right, let's give this a go. So, going to use some dark 13 from Unison. I mean, trying to really get that jagged edge, which is so descript for, you know, it's a telltale sign basically of what kind of leaf this is. Obviously you can tell because we've got raspberries here, but you know, you want the leaf to look like a raspberry leaf. I need to fan it out a bit more here and then bring in some brighter greens. Got this green, let's see, this is 570 and it's also pastel pencil. Let's see if I can get this looking a bit brighter. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I will come in with the pastel sticks, but I wanted to see if I could get a bit more detail, some, you know, of that texture of the leaves, the leaves. This back leaf, we need our phthalo green by Carandash. Just put a little bit of this down here. Is that darker? I said I'm just interested in creating this texture. Definitely need some more yellow. Oh, that was Light Olive 40% by Carandash. Just got to find my dark phthalo green. I thought I had it out, but I didn't. Let's see, what does this look like here? Wow, that's not right. That's greyish black. Whoa, okay. Well, that's not going to work, is it? I'm going to have to go over. Oh, excuse me while I try and find my phthalo. Oh, here it is. It's right here under my nose. Okay. bit of that here too. Okay, I'm going to take this bright green, it's a Sennelier. I'm thinking perhaps I need to put in more of a yellow green. You know, like even a wilder green than that. Just having a look here in my pile next to me. This is 561 by Mount Vision. Yeah, I like that for the zingy. Need a little bit dark over here. This is an E2A. It's a blue earth. Go back in with my 561 over here at the top. Again, I need something a bit dark. What's this green? 230. Let's use a little bit of that up in here. And okay, so because we've got pastel underneath here, the pastel isn't really sticking to the paper like I'd like. I think don't think there's enough depth or something. Let me carry on with this. We need some 463. I mean some 179. Always do that. 179. Sennelier, black green. I'm going to run a bit of that like that. You know what? It's the shape of the leaf as well. I need to correct the shape. It's looking a bit weird. I think let's take a bit of this and bring it down here. Just a tad like that. Then, oh no, I love this color, but I've hardly used it because it breaks so easily when you sharpen it. It's Chinese green, and it's like this luminous yellow green. So here, also think, oh, see, look, it's broken already. The whole, and now I'm scared to buy another one because I don't know if this pigment is just like that, or it could be that it got dropped. So I do need to buy another one. This is medium russet. You know how sometimes leaves has that russety, just going to use a bit of that, and then No, not that one. Put that away because I'm going to keep using that by accident. This is the one I want, phthalo green. Okay, and then wonder if I should. It's a bit too prominent. Let's try this green. No. Well, actually, it's kind of scraping away the pigment we've got on there rather than putting down its own color, if you know what I mean. And let's get some, let's try this light grey, actually, for the sunshine. No, let's go with this chromium green that I absolutely love and use all the time. A Caran d'Ache for my highlights, chromium oxide green. And over here. Back in with my phthalo green. Make sure it's not dark enough. Let's go in with my 179 by Sennelier. Not really liking this at all. Oh wait, let's go back in with chromium green. Okay, I think I'm going to add some yellow into the base here of this leaf. Got to be kind of clever with what yellow. What about this sort of yellow? I may come back to this. I think let's just get this edge better. Gotta make sure I've got a nice sharp phthalo green edge. This is two-toned. Two-toned. Does that make sense? Two-toned. Here, I'm going to add a little bit of this green. Maybe some dark 13. I just need a bit of variance in there. It's just looking a little bit too same. I may take this out completely, which shouldn't be too hard to do, but I'm actually looking at the shape. It's wrong. It's like, where this, can you see it's more like that? I need to pull this out here. Like that. That's better. Yeah, so I might just darkening down here. And there's a little tip of red. Okay. Putting in that stalk. Stalks, I should say. Okay, so this leaf in the back, I think I was, oh gosh, I can't even remember. Let's think about, so it's growing, here's the stem, so it's going to go, this is 179. So that stem, oops, is growing like that. When you get the stem in, it helps determine how the leaf's going to be falling. Even in saying that, it's like, oh, I can still mess it all up. I think it kind of comes out. It's hard to see. It's like smaller. No, that's no good. What was that? I don't know. But now we've added green. Need to come back in with my grey 13 and some of that brown that I used. The sun's decided to come out, which is lovely. Okay, so it's important, and I'm telling myself this, but it's important to have a photo reference, because look, I'm struggling here. I mean, I could do this leaf here. I think that could be quite nice, actually. Let's try that leaf then, shall we? So it kind of comes off the branch, and then it goes, oops, and then back here, and then up here. Yeah. Just need to get rid of that. I need to get rid of that. I'm gonna have this done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a change. So obviously this leaf is so bright because that light is shining directly on top there. But I'm not gonna make that light directly over here, am I? So I actually need to darken this leaf down, especially at the base, and maybe just keep the light on the top. So I've gone away and I've had some time to think, come back to it and been like, actually, so I'm just going to darken it down here. This is with my 179 by Sennelier. And let's darken. Yeah, okay. That's better. And then this little leafy, I'm doing going here. So this will be dark and the top will be dark. Actually, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna make the leaf a bit bigger actually than what I've printed it out here. So this is Unison number 13. Let's use a little bit. I wonder if this is grey 1. It's like a bluey grey. Okay, let's use this bright green 570. Let's see what we got. This top part of the leaf. As I said, the pastel pencils aren't laying down too nicely because we've got these darks. They fill the tooth. That grey 13 obviously fills the tooth of the paper quite quickly. Need to go a bit darker there, back in with my green, phthalo green, just to darken. I went a little bit too light there. Okay, now let's bring in some of my chromium green for the light. I've actually got to think about the light. Actually, the light's coming from here, so we actually don't want too much light on this one. I'm not copying the light from here actually. Silly me, that's also coming from above. This light I want more to come from this way. So actually, I need to darken down. See all these little things you've got to think about if you're changing the reference, or like in this case, I'm adding different things, but definitely this needs to look like this is darker actually, because this leaf is curled over, so this does need to be brighter. Oh, look at this little color here. I think this is still grey 13. So let's jibby some of that in there. And maybe bring some 179 at the bottom. Yeah. And then we can go a little bit light on the top. Shall we see what this does? Maybe this is a bit too light. Let's see. That is 561 Mount Vision. Just looking for another green. This is a fun green. This is the 230 again. Just for a bit of variation, I think. I like that. Okay, now I'm sure I'll come back to it and faff around with there for a little bit. But for now, looking at the shape of this plate, and I'm like, it needs to come out. more. Okay. Let's use this color. But then look at this. Something's not working here, maybe. Maybe it's more like that. Get rid of that top line. This was Bista that I used. Yeah, I think that's about right. I'm wanting to bring the raspberries on top of that anyway. Okay, thinking about what comes first. Obviously the raspberries are sitting on top of the plate sitting on top of the table. So maybe I need to get this table in, and I'm thinking about the color. Thinking about, do we make it a brown table or shall we make it this dark grey table? Maybe keep it the blue greys that I've been using. That's more of a purple grey. Wrong grey we got there. I always forget, I think this is grey. I mean, I know it's a unison grey. I can't remember the colour. It's a grey 34. It's like a greeny, bluey grey. Okay. Just thinking, okay, we're gonna put a raspberry here, raspberry here, and maybe we put a raspberry in here too, actually. Right, this is pretty dark. See, again, I've actually made quite a bit of changes to this. Not ideal, because I've got to make it up in my mind, which is not ideal, which is terrible, potentially terrible. Really mess things up. Okay, let's go in with that. Oh, this needs to be nice and dark. So I'm actually going to use 155. I love this colour. Basinellier. It's got a greeniness, it's the bronze green deep. There we go. Now we need some more of a neutral grey in here. This has got a slight hint of a bluey green as well. Might be a bit too bright, but we'll see. A little bit of this grey. No idea what this is. Looks like it's got a bit too purple actually. Don't want that grey. Let's go back over. Okay, let's get the raspberries in, and then I can make better decisions about the surface. I do need to grey it off though. Good middle of the road grey. My battery's dying. That was a little Rembrandt grey. Just thinking, so it's going to be very colourful. We've got the greeny brown background, we've got the red raspberries on a yellow, you know, like an ivory coloured plate with the gold, and then we've got bluey grey. Please excuse the state of my fingernails. I need to get them done. Well, when I say get them done, it's actually me who does them myself. But anyway, I'm trying to get this done so I can get it out to the gallery today. So I'm just going straight in there. Oh, I was going to work on the raspberries, but I'm actually not. I'm going to work on the plate. Now for the plate, I want to use the majority of pastel pencils. I want to see how much detail I can actually get. So, I'm sorry, and I'm not prepared as per usual. Yeah, no surprises there. No surprises there. Okay, so, I'm just squinting down looking at the tonal value. Let's go back with Bista. I'm going to take it all the way around. And that goes quite dark in some places. So that's Bista from Carandash. Oh, I haven't sharpened anything. I'm thinking, let's try a little bit of this. This is Brown Olive 10% by Carandash. So I do want to get the details in. Maybe not quite as many details as we can see here. Let's go with the brighter yellow just for the inside part of this. And then, oh, sorry, scraping that along so I can see here we've got, just going to try smush, there we go. Okay, back in with, because I want to try, so I've got my pastel pencils because I want to get this pattern that we can see on the plate. I want to be able to replicate that. Or it is very patterned, maybe simplify it a little bit. So I'm just getting the base of the plate in here. Okay. I'm going to take some of this grey 720, the back section here, like a shadow. This part of the plate at the back here and here. So I'm just using this in here too. You can see shadowy parts here. Obviously this we need to go darker actually. What about taking a bit of this brown? The reason I'm doing that is because these are red, so maybe the reflection's going to take on like a reddy tone. I mean, not the reflection, the shadows. I will have to darken up some of the areas. A little bit like that. It's darkened down. A good colour for that would be the 175 dark sepia. Okay, it's always a matter of deciding where you're going, stage by stage, especially when it's a little bit complicated like this plate. You've got shadow going on, you've got light, you've also got a motif. So I'm going to go back in with the brown olive, 10%. Quite light over here actually. I will come back with a lighter paler yellow, but I'm thinking let's just try and cover as much as the plate. See, this is quite light here in that section. Let's see what, just mush everything in, see what tonal values I've got going on. It needs to be darker in the back. I'm going to take another grey, grey. But now I'm trying to find that grey. Got a purpley grey. No, was that just bringing too much colour in? Well, might as well try it. This is Violet Grey by Caran d'Ache. Nah, don't like that. I mean, it does work quite nicely actually for the shadow. And in here, oops. I'm using a very light hand. Just needed to darken down in some areas. course just smoothing everything out, because this is bone china, so the surface of this is very, very smooth. I'm trying to look at not the motif, but I'm trying to look at the base of the plate and getting the shadows in. The light and the shadow, what's mid-tone. I haven't done the highlights yet, but that's what I'm trying to do rather than just looking at the motif. I'm trying to think about, okay, I've got to get the plate in first. The base of the plate, I should say. Okay, now let's go in with a bit of this reddy brown, shall we? Because these are dark at the back here, this gold edging. And around here. This is Carbothello number 45. I will lighten it in some areas. It needs to go even darker up around here. So I'm going to take my 177. Actually, I need my 175 also for here. Back with the brown, 177. Oopsie. Don't worry, we will lighten. But just trying to get this dark base in first. Back with the brown, number 45. Okay, then it goes lighter around there, and here we've got some some curly twirly motif, so I'm just putting that in. If it doesn't quite translate, you know, I'll be happy, I can just move it, no problem. What color did I use down here? Was it the one? I think it was 17. This is 155. So I've got some other colors here. This is a Creta color. It's called light tan, or tan light, I should say. Carbothello number 35 and a number 60 red. Also Carbothello. And I want to just start to build up the details of the plate. This color is virtually the same as the Bista. Maybe it's a little bit darker, actually. Okay. Wanted to see what this color looked like, because it said it's a light tan for the light part of the plate where the sun is shining. I think I'll also add yellow to give it more of like that sunshine glow. I'll go over yellow with this, definitely. Might be good for around here. Oops. Just edge that off a little bit. Putting a little bit more light there. Definitely need more light here. Some light here. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this. I've got a dark red Caran d'Ache. It's called Perylene Brown. Actually, I want to get a sharper edge on here. Actually, let me yellow off. This is pale yellow. Let me just put in the lights. Do that first, and then I can go over with the details. Okay, excuse me. Okay. Just gonna lighten here a little bit. Gonna take that soft tan, light tan light, create a color, and run that along here also. this is for a tan. I wouldn't call this tan. It's more like a pink, a light mauve. More than a tan is what I would say. I mean, it's pretty pinky. Okay. Actually, I'm after more of a tanny color. Let's see this one. This is definitely more of a tan. This is a little Rembrandt. What is this? This might be a bit too yellow. This is also a little Rembrandt. This actually needs to be darker. What about this? This is a Rembrandt. Okay, and I'm trying to look at the base. And now let's put on the lights. I think this is grade 27 from Unison. Let's see what it looks like. If I've done enough work in the base of the plate. Or if I need to do more. Before I put on the pattern. I think that's okay. Let's try putting this pattern now then. Okay, the Pearline Brown. Actually, I better just protect this. Just put up a piece of paper. And I'm going to grab some of my brown olive 10%. Okay. This is a very patterned pattern. Just making little, I don't know, little flower marks, I guess. Kind of half C's. Now I think I'm not going to bring the pattern into the bowl of the plate. I think I'm going to keep it just on the edge. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a brighter red. This is number 60. Especially, oh, yeah, it is a bit brighter. Bring in some tonal variation. It's brighter, but because it's a red, it's still dark. If anything, it's actually even darker than the Perylene Brown. Actually, I need to bring in more, maybe a pink. And I'm going to bring in what about this bricky red? That's looking pretty rubbish, I have to say. Use a bit of a yellow to tidy up around here. I'm going to actually use that pinky colour for around this edge of the plate. Oops, that line shouldn't be there. What about some pink? Just making little dotty line, that makes no sense. Some liney. It's looking very messy. I need to tidy up some of these lines. Actually, I think I'll take Vista. Problem is I went quite straight there, but it's actually got a kink. This side I've kinked it, this side I've gone straight, so that's a mistake. Because that's what I can see in the photo reference, but I need to make sure it's also kind of kinky back there. Maybe not quite as. I decided to just do it straighter because it just wasn't looking very good. Maybe I'll bring these down in here to cover it because I don't really like it. Okay. Let's take a little bit of the green. I'm going to use phthalo green. And let's just put in some leaf shapes. Again, I'm making just like little marks. And I'm going to go over with the brighter green. Slightly more brighter. That is number 585. The big question here is, have I done enough before I start those raspberries? Sorry, I had to get some of that background in. Have I done enough? It's just not looking very good is what I would say. This line's too fat up here, so I'm going to use brown olive 10%. Make that line a bit thinner. Go back in with the what was it, 35? Oh, struggling to get my lines nice there. Oh dear, and it's quite important because this is now the shape of the plate, which is perfect. So it's going to look a bit funny if my plate's wonky. This side is lower. Can you see that? It's kind of like this needs to be there, or even higher. Something like that. Oh. Let me sharpen this up actually. So my brown olive, it broke. That's better. Okay, let's get this nice and smooth. Just looking at this shape here. I'm gonna get my black actually. I think it's too fat here. Let's lighten up, I think. I just feel like it was looking a little bit too dark. plate's definitely wonky. It's so funny how you can think you've got it right and then you like work on something else for a second, you come back to it and you're like, nope. I think I will come home. I mean, this isn't about the plate. Let's put on the raspberries and see if I'm happier with the way things are. Okay, so the darkest red first. We're going to use the Terry Ludwig set. I haven't used the Terry Ludwigs for a long time, actually. And let's make the inside of that one. Then you've got one sticking out that way. Actually, in this okay, then you got one just chilling over there. Then this one, quite a lot of that one is in shadow. Again, a bit of that, and this one's facing that way, and there's going to be one here, so it has to be dark as well. Where's all the reds? Need some of these reds. Got my red tray here. Whoop. And let's have a little peeky peek. What am I doing? Okay. Wow, so actually this one's glowing red. It's the great, got to find the right colors. This is a little piece of Sennelier. Sorry, I'm unable to be more helpful. I reckon it's probably ruby red. It's got that look about it. Love that. Next one a bit darker. This is Sennelier number 50. Down here, you can see it's darker. Oh, I'm kind of working on the raspberries all in one go, but I don't really want to. Oh, how am I going to do this? I need to lean my hand somewhere. Oops. Got to lean my hand somewhere. I don't want to mess up the paper. I was going to say the paper plate. The plate. Trying to get the, what are they called, duplets? I have had this discussion on one of my other raspberry demos that I've done. I think it is called duplets. nice for a bit of colour. The red. This is a nice vibrant dark red. It's beautiful colour actually. Really, really lovely. I think I may have to get some Diane Townsend to really pick up on some of this where the light is hitting that berry excuse me, and really like glowing fire. Let's see how this looks. Actually, I come back here. I've got to finish off to put a little bit of shadowing. Oops. Such a stunning colour, that one. Like I said, that's number 50 from Sennelier. I'm even thinking, what about this orange? This is like a vermilion colour. Because I've just had a look at that Diane Townsend, and it's, I don't know, it might not work. So this is for some little bits where the light is really going through those raspberries. And on here, this is also a little piece of Sennelier. I think it's Chinese vermilion. It's just a little piece, so I don't have a number. Can't confirm that. Okay, I think I need to put like a let me actually take this like more of a purpley, no, that's too dull. I'm thinking purpley. I mean, I can see a bit of this colour on some of these raspberries, you know. No. Too light, too light. This is the red, the fluorescent red. I'm just not sure it's gonna, oh yeah, if I whoosh it in, it does give me a bit of what I'm wanting, actually. Just like that high sunshine. Went a bit over there. Didn't really want it over there. I'm trying to get like a half C shape. I mean, I do need a bit more here. So what we've got going on here is a bit of a gap. I think I'm going to bring the plate in there. So I'm going to use that grey. I don't want to bring the raspberries there too, I don't think. So what is this? This is grey 720. Lots of little gaps around these raspberries, so I'm just kind of fixing that. I think I'm just looking at the shadow from the raspberries that's been cast on the plate, and I need to darken down, so I'm just trying to find that really brown I used, number 45. Maybe it's be a bit darker in some of these places. Take my brown first. I don't want to go too dark. I'm thinking grey 13. If I need to go darker, then I can, but let's just give myself some room here. So this is 177. Just to darken down. Okay. Okay, dokie. I need a little bit more of a dark red. And here for some of these doodahs. And this isn't reading as the hole, you know, where it grows from, where it connects to the stem. Neither is this actually. Okay, I think I'm going to use some pastel pencils, a nice orange, which sadly, look at that. That's so annoying. I've got to sharpen it up. All right, now let's have a look. It's actually like a pink. I'll bring that pigment. Need something a bit lighter. I think let's go over with a little bit Okay, back in with my orange. Actually, let me see if I can find an even brighter orange. Because that's the reds. I need like, try this A14. Nah, it's dirty. It's amazing. It looks so bright. I tell you, the best is definitely this Chinese vermilion. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful, vibrant. It's not dirty. I don't know what they do, but it's just... It's just lovely. Honestly, such a good colour. I'm thinking to myself, have I done enough, or do I need to put in some more, or can I go in with highlights? It's just what I'm thinking. Again, I'm trying to make little C shapes. Can you see I've done a mistake there? I was trying to blow it off. Don't ever do that. Oh man, let's see. It's going to use my tortillon. I'm just cleaning it off. And then I'll come back with some brown olive, 10%. And it's gone. Okay, highlights, highlights, highlights. Light pink. Blue violet. Oh, good old white. A tinted white. Let's go with the tinted white. The tinted white option. Yeah, this is coral highlight. Let's see. I think we should just go in with straight old pure white. That's looking a little bit dirty. How interesting. This is a schminky, making sure maybe I decide I don't like the white because it is just looking greyed compared to, yeah, look at that. It's just not, how how interesting. I'm going to go back in with, oh no, I thought I pulled it out. I'm going to go back in with that beautiful Chinese vermilion. Oh. Oop. Maybe I won't do the light like you can see in the reference, because it's just not having the effect that I'm wanting, you know. Use a bit more of this. Maybe this can be the white, this Diane Townsend. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's better. I didn't like the white, wasn't working. All right. Gonna use this red. Not that one. Or was it this one? Some of the, for more variation in the red. This is getting a little bit lost with what's going on there. I think I'm going to have to darken this up here and lighten this one around here, even though this is the bum side, or whatever you want to call it. The part where not the bum side, that's a weird thing to say, sorry. Okay, now I need to connect, right? I was going to connect like in this photograph. Yes. So, I'm going to go in with this green, and it goes there, and this one goes there. I need to get rid of, I've got still lines here, get rid of that. It's a little bit too straight for my liking. Then just made like zhub-zhubs, you know, like star kind of shaped things. And then I'm going to go over with a little bit of the Bister. And they're going to need little highlights on them. So what about brown olive? Oops. Oh, too fat. I have to fix that now. It's not obvious what's going on here. It's too dark. You can't actually see what's happening there. You know, it's not obvious because these are so dark. Think. This is phthalo green. Oh, I don't like this at all. Let's bring in some of a light green. And perhaps even some Chinese green. Like that. And a little edge. What is this? 406. This is Mount Vision. It's darkened down this side here. No. No. Is this cook? No. I don't know, I just don't like this. Something about this one. I'm like, yeah, it's not turning out as nice as I was hoping. So back in with my number 50. Dear, I don't know what that's happening. I think the reference is just so lovely. And this just isn't. It's okay, and then back in with the lighter colour, which I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's definitely Sennelier. I don't know. I want to say it is the Chinese vermilion. It is like an orangey tone, definitely. Okay, now with the red, you've got to be so careful because it can literally go everywhere. And as you can see here, but I'm going to take my brown, my 177, and give some shadow. So it would be casting shadow this way, because the light's coming this direction. Okie Minoki, now with the brighter orangier tone for okay, and then with our highlight, which is the Diane Townsend. Again, trying to make little C shapes. Oh, crumbled. It's too much on there. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. So what do? Go with my tortilla. Clean it off a little bit. And just pick away some of, I'm still going in C shapes. There we go. And this one a little bit too. There we go. Wondering about this table color. Oh, got a bit of okay, this is a bit wonky, which is not going to make sense because I think I'm going to have to go in with something darker. Those shadows, and oh, it's not fall over. Gosh, look at my finger. It's stained. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go in with grey 13. Like that. And soften it out. I wonder if the shadows would be a little bit more rounded. Oh. Like that this one because they're sitting further back. Oops, dropping everything here. Wonder if I need to add, I feel like, I don't know if I should, I don't know. Add a brown. Oh, it's much brighter in real life. Oh, it's not picking up. Let's go in with some of this dark red. I can see some gaps here. And maybe a bit of this orange. Then maybe we can trail. You know how raspberries have little, kind of, they're not hairs, but they've got like little bits. Ooh, that reminds me. Am I doing these little bits here? I can't really see what's going on there. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to use my green also and just a little bit like that. A little bit of the lighter green also. Right, I need to fix. I'm putting a little bit of this color. No, it needs to be a bit brighter than that. Maybe some of this. Put a little bit of this in the leaf there. And up here. Okay, we need to fix the plate. So back in with my 35 over here. And let's take some gold, maybe even some white. for there and there, along here. And through here. Get my tortillon. It's a bit too stark, just cleaning off my using a little bit of a sandpaper thing to get that as clean as I can. Don't know if I need to put like another leaf. No, I don't know if it needs another leaf. I'm just not very happy with this one. Let's get some gold. I did say that, didn't I? Let's get some gold. I just think the shape of the shape's just a bit wrong. Of the plate's wrong and it's bothering me. Just putting some gold through here. This is a little piece of Rembrandt. Let's put a darker goldy colour through here. That's more in shadow. I just don't know. I don't like these two colours together. I think that's what it is. I think I need to add, but I'm nervous too, but perhaps we need to add some of the brown. Oh, let me just see. Just to tie it in together a bit more. But doing that amongst this. Look, I got some of that red pigment. It's this. It is the pain. The red pigment just can go everywhere. Gotta be so careful. Okay, I'm gonna have to just use my tortillon because I can't, making sure there's no red on there. I can't. I'm gonna have to neaten this up. I've pulled. Oh man. I'm just trying to get the blue around, away from the blue. And I've pulled here. Oh, nightmare, nightmare. more of this round in there and fluff it in with my tortillon. Don't blow on your pastel. I know I just did. Don't do that. Oh man, there's some red blobbed there. Okay, and there's red up in there, which is not nice. I have to make this one a little bit bigger. And back in with this, because here it's just not very nice. It's got red. Back with my tortillon, just do that, make sure I'm not putting any red. But you definitely don't want to be doing what I'm doing. I mean, it would be so good just to have the table in before doing this, but I didn't like the colour. Did not like it. I think it was too clashing. I think this is better. I think that is better. Oh yeah, definitely better. Might even bring it's a little bit blue up here. That grey blue. Just bring some of it here. Use my tortillon. You could also use your soft tools if you've got some soft tools from Pan Pastel. That would also work. That's better. Okay. Ah, got some more pink. I'm trying to get this shadow shape a bit nicer. I do think I need a little bit of light onto the table. Maybe a bit more of a creamy. Look at this colour here. Careful going around here so that I don't bring some red into it. Oops.